properties, 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 properties. Oh boy, always with the properties. Okay, people can hear me, I suppose. And before we go into the meat of things, this is going to be a very short stream, but before we go into the meat of things, I'm carefully zooming out so that I'm not crashing. Um, this is my new Linden home. It's on transparency. See, it's very transparent. Transparency. And it's a houseboat. It's very cool. It's very cool. And here I have neighbors. It's very nice. So, and yeah, this is my houseboat. I have, if you want to visit me, I would have to decorate it first. Here's an older dragster when he was believing when he was still believing in technology, and now he's listening to a podcast called Tech Won't Save Us. Why am I talking about myself in the third person? Here is the stuff I already rezzed, my award. Okay, so let's go inside. It's very empty. Maybe we should go outside as I'm talking. This is a movie poster of a movie I did in 2007. Very proud of it, actually. Very good music. Not available in English. And here is AV Choice Awards. Look at this. Cool. This is 2013. Hello, Shyla. Hello, Pauline. So now let's actually, you know what? Let me go upstairs because this is nice. There's a nice view of the water. It's a transparent view. Yeah, rezzed a few things. You know, surprise, bunch of awards. So Gustav can look at them. Yes, Gustav, your man is a celebrity. Mm-hmm. Gustav's like, yeah, great celebrity. Why am I still getting shitty dog food from the dollar store? Okay. Mhm. Favorite machinima production, favorite videographer. Very cool. What else did I res? Surprise. Infinite Jest. It's a little slim, that volume. It's more like this in real life. Um, Infinite Jest 30th anniversary coming up in February 2026. This is the Bumble Drax for the War Bugs game. You can get that at Order in Store. And now I feel I should get to the point. Why am I streaming? Let's get Gustav out of the ground first. I feel I'm procrastinating the issue. What is this here? Huh? Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to my Linden home, and I'm going to talk briefly. Why am I drinking this coffee? I'm not a coffee drinker. See, I'm procrastinating here. But that's what I also learned from other content providers because they talk about nothing for a while. So okay. So let's cut to the chase. I decided pretty much to retire this YouTube channel for now and really get out of the game of digital uh, of creating um, what I'm known for, which is pretty much audiovisual media. I'm not using the word content because you may know that the word content to me is an abomination. Content implies commodification, and working for the machine to create things that have entertainment value and then can be tossed aside to move on to the next thing. I'm not deluded. I'm not a narcissist, but I do think that what we have created in the past 18, 19 years in the Second Life context has historical and cultural significance, not because I'm a genius, but because we were at the right place at the right time and were creating this media, these stories, um, in a vacuum that we filled that not a lot of other people did in that same style for whatever reason. All this stuff that I created, or that we, I should say, we, various teams, various collaborators through the years. God, get rid of this phone. It's ridiculous. Um, is available on this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is now a museum, if you will. And maybe I'll upload some stuff that I'm finding in the archives. This YouTube channel right now has about 700 videos. I have hard drives full of way more. I probably have about 2,000 total finished videos, and then of course gigabytes and gigabytes of raw material. But anyway, I know people was like, Dragster, stick to the meat of the issue. Why are you retiring? I am retiring this YouTube channel. I am getting out of the game of media creation. I am quitting, and it's not because I'm currently reading a book called "Quit Everything" by Franco Berardi. Um, no, I feel I'm not burnt out and I'm not overwhelmed with work in the physical realm. But to be quite honest, I got very, very comfortable doing other things other than creating um, stories in the audiovisual format that I'm known for. A little bit is maybe that I feel I have a lot to say, but there are a lot of people out there who say a lot of things that are very, very good. Obviously, there's a lot of people who say shit that is absolutely horrendous, but there's a fantastic ecosystem that is covering pretty much everything that matters to me. And as one gets older, one realizes that time is not infinite. Oh my God, I'm dropping the bombs of philosophical insight today. So shifting my priorities to really basically going back to school, to my own Dragster University, where I am writing a curriculum, which is basically a whole bunch of books that I find super important that explain the world to me, and then writing stuff in a journal that is just for me and that I'm not publishing. So, really, kind of a type of retreat into the self, and it feels very, very good. Um, it feels really good. And this is not me saying that conversing with others and documenting what people do in Second Life, which I was very passionate about and which I still find extremely important because this space, Second Life, is a space where magic happens, where very important things happen that have cultural and historical significance. But I am not the guy to do this any longer. Maybe other people will jump into this vacuum as I did back in 2007. I have this, like everybody, like every human being on this planet, um, we have limited amounts of time, and I have looked into the future and I have defined a whole bunch of goals that I have, and they have mainly have to do with really kind of going deep into exploring and studying human nature, philosophy, history. And I have, for some reason, much less um, urge to share this knowledge on any type of platform, not even sort of in small circles in the physical world, but certainly not on YouTube or other places. And this has nothing to do, you know, obviously there is a critique that is very, very important to be made. Um, a critique of the tech sector at large. I recommend people listening to the podcast Tech Won't Save Us with Paris Marx. Fantastic. So, we are in a world of techno-fascism where the technocrats, the owners of the big platforms, are supporting fascism. And I'm not going to go into the detail right now. And this plays a little bit into my decision not to continue um, pushing my quote unquote content here. I'm using the dreaded word onto a platform that monetizes that monetizes my creations and basically keeps me in a hamster wheel just like any other type of wage labor. Now, I hear people say, "Well, yeah, Dragster, but that's not why you do it, right? You do it to document things, as you said, of historical significance and cultural significance in the Second Life context, right? So, I mean, it's not about money." And I say to them, it absolutely is not about money. But the problem is that my chosen platform, YouTube, is owned by Google, which is a huge behemoth fueling a genocide in Gaza, or the one. There's a few going on right now, unfortunately. And YouTube is an algorithmically driven platform. YouTube has fantastic media on it. Really, really, it's a treasure trove if you know what to look for, if you have a context, if you have media literacy. But if you don't, the YouTube algorithm will push crap on you, which pulls you into a rabbit hole of misogyny, hate, etc. So this certainly has to do. This is certainly one aspect why I'm not comfortable um, putting stuff out. Although this platform is in a sense unavoidable for people who create media, who want that distribution. It's similar to Spotify, although I would say for musicians, you really don't have to be on Spotify anymore, and Spotify will go away. I promise you. We can place a bet. Um, but the primary reason really is for me is a self-care reason. I need to take care of myself so I can serve others, and the self-care has to is for me tied up with spending my time studying and learning, which means reading, 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 reading. In terms of creative activities, I am also back in the field of music with my son's band. You can find out about them on my Substack. I'm still going to do some newslettering. So the music engagement with music in a very, very localized sense, in a very sort of non-scalable way, right? We're talking about local clubs, house concerts with 20 in attendance, that my son's band does, stuff like that. It's awesome, and it's completely flipping the paradigm of scaling up, 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 and getting bigger. which these kids totally embrace, and which is so awesome. I was exactly the opposite when I was their age. I wanted to be bigger, bigger, bigger. People know that story. I grew up in a Munich suburb. I went to America. I had some success. I wanted to be bigger. Not like a, I don't know, not complete delusion of grandeur in the sense like I wanted to be. Well, certainly at some point, I guess we wanted to be as big as Metallica is now, but every kid has that. But these kids don't, which is awesome. So I'm digressing. I'm going back and forth. Hello, Pauline Clary. Hello, Galaxy Little Paws. Hello, Shyla the Super Gecko, and Valencia Sky Dancer. Shyla has been so instrumental in uh, co-creation of various projects over the years. Really an incredible inspiration for me. And again, I mean, it's not like I want to make this clear. I'm not depressed. Although, again, I'm reading a book called Quit Everything. Look it up. Quit Everything, subtitle Interpreting Depression. This is about sort of capitalist realism, what Mark Fisher was writing about maybe 20 years ago, but this is updating it. So, the world is in shambles. It's chaos, it's mayhem, it's war. It looks pretty bad. And in this book, the author Franco Berardi suggests that maybe quitting. You remember that during COVID or after COVID, there was this term quiet quitting where people realized, wait a minute, during COVID lockdown is like, hey, my job is shit, right? And I mean, what the hell am I doing with my life? I have one life. So this realization, and then this was so derisively called quiet quitting. Oh, look at these freeloaders. They don't want to work, these lazy bums. No, these people are super smart because they realize this is just constant daily humiliation is what wage labor is. But I'm digress. I am getting off topic again. If people have questions, please shoot. I'll answer them. But I think that's it. Basically, what the video says this channel is going to be on hiatus, and this is what it's going to be. But again, the channel is curated nicely, and if you know someone who you want to uh, make understand or help understand what Second Life was, is, and can be, this is the channel for you. This is the channel that you can share, where hopefully, and this was my impetus in the very beginning, was to really explain what is going on, explaining via profiling different people and their passions in Second Life. Um, yeah, so this is the channel is curated in the sense that it has playlists of different topics. And like I said, if I find things, I'll re-upload them. Yeah, who knows? But for now, I need to take this break. And uh, let's see here. Some people have tuned in. Miss Fenris. Thank you, Miss Fenris. This is very nice. Kitten, hello, Kitten Duo. Kitten Duo is always here. I'm sorry, Kitten Duo. This is it. Um, and Antro Cheek, thank you very much. This is like I said earlier, this is yeah, Shiloh. I'm aware. Yeah, Shiloh. Hello, Shiloh and Shyla. What did I achieve? I stepped into a vacuum and I followed my interest and my passion. And maybe I'll write a book someday because I'm also realizing there were certain projects. Um, I mean, I mentioned earlier the best podcast that is out there right now is a podcast by the with the name Tech Won't Save Us. So look it up. And the host Paris Marx is fantastic. He's a Canadian guy. Um, One of the last interviews he has with Karen Howe, who wrote a book called Empire of AI. I mean, people know how critical I am of AI, and I'm not going to go into the detail of the critique right now. There's multiple ones. Um, this is maybe a good episode to start. And why do I mention this podcast? Tech won't save us, because this has nothing to do with the decision today. But I, as many, including Cory Doctorow, at some point were very enthusiastic about the possibilities of technology. And that is something I have to say I'm just completely disillusioned. And I sometimes can't believe how naive I was. But that goes to show you, if you don't have the structural analysis of ownership of technology, and if you don't do a material analysis of that stuff, you will fall for this trap. And technology is agnostic, but it's not agnostic if it's owned by capital. And I wouldn't, I don't feel bad. I don't feel like, oh God, I contributed to sort of a fluff pushing of a tech agenda that makes people believe that this is all awesome and keeps them sort of trapped in their hamster wheel of like wage slaves and stuff like that. No, but just as I'm just really disillusioned about about the Obama administration, which is responsible for Trump, I'm also really disillusioned about the ability of technology to say to do anything significant um, when it comes to saving this planet. So, oh, Shyla, I appreciate it. Yeah, he has a great miniseries on Musk too. I mean, he's great, and he's really looking into again the structure. It's not like, oh, Mark Zuckerberg is an asshole. Um, no, it's not about individuals. Yes, Mark Zuckerberg is an asshole, but it's not about individual character flaws. It's really about a systemic structural issue. And unless the entire ownership structure of this technology is flipped around, it will not do any good. Having said that, I still would let me actually also say that I do think Second Life, and through the leadership at I mean, people at Linden, let me put it this way. Silicon Valley is run by really, really bad people. Some of them are completely nuts, and some of them are very, very deliberately not very calculating opportunists. But the people working in Silicon Valley, just like everywhere else, there are good people and there are bad people. I mentioned Google fueling the genocide in Gaza. Yes, that's true. But at the same time, there are people working at Google. There are various groups that are resisting, and they're doing sort of in-house resistance against Google going into these contracts for drones and surveillance technology. A big group is called No Tech Against Apartheid, I think it's called. This is a group within Google. So I just need to clarify that, right? So this is not. I'm not condemning the worker bee, even the well-paid worker bee. There are people who are very conscientious and they know what's going on and they don't want the technology to be used for that purpose. On the other hand, Silicon Valley has a history that has never been good, and I also encourage you to go deeper into that. There is a lot of cool stuff out there. I recommend the book Palo Alto. Since Shyla is on the case, Shyla, please find a link to Malcolm Harris Palo Alto, and maybe an interview on YouTube or something. He's great. He's an Occupy Wall Street guy, and he wrote this. This book is huge. It's like 1,000 pages on the history of Palo Alto. It's bad. This is stuff I didn't know. I mean, I lived there for years in on the Central Coast, California. I was very naive. I'm admitting it, but I'm completely going off a tangent because this is not the main reason. No tech for apartheid. No, no, no. I meant Palo Alto. Palo Alto is the name of the book, and Malcolm Harris is the author. This is sort of just a very comprehensive history of Silicon Valley, which is really dark. And again, I'm just mentioning this because I was very naive about the possibility of technology and about the benevolence of the players. I mean, it's similar to, when you sort of realize, as a white man, you encounter a woman of color, let's say, and then you marry her in 2001, and then you realize, wait a minute, America was always really, really racist, and America was always very, very, it was founded by, the founding fathers were slaveholders and all this kind of stuff, and maybe, maybe they were not really, I don't know, the anti-capitalists that you believe that they were. Yeah, Pauline, it is interesting. It's interesting when you dive deep into historical facts. So yeah, so this is something that is I'm not unique. Cory Doctorow is, of course, and he's been on the Second Life Book Club many times. Cory Doctorow is very vocal about this stuff. Um, Follow Cory everywhere you can, and he is also he was never as naive as I was about technology, but he was certainly he's certainly disillusioned to an extent that is I think I don't know if you would call it depressing or that he was depressed about that, the possibilities of the internet and all sorts of things. But oh yeah, Majority Report, Malcolm Harris, thank you. So that's that. And lastly, oh look, the sun came up. Um, so yeah, what am I working on? I'm helping my son Spand. I'm recording them, producing them. I'm working on a film score, which was very cool. The film might come out in summer 2026. It's a Lynchian mystery western crossover thing. The music that I wrote for this film, I'm very proud of. Um, Maybe my best work musically. Um, Very cool opportunity, and I am not leaving Second Life. So you can contact me in Second Life. I will respond. I will log in every day, at least to get messages. I will furnish this home here, the Linden home. I love it. Maybe I'll walk around randomly. Maybe Shyla and I'm gonna drive around or ride horses and have conversations. Maybe we'll even stream it, but nothing will be planned. I don't want to plan anything. I don't want to commit to anything. I want to be completely free of commitment. This is really, um, again, more about killing the boss in my head. And when people are not freelancers, they always think like, "Wow, you guys are free," like in the word freelancer. And I'm saying like, no, no, we're not. We have the harshest boss in our heads that you can imagine. Um, and I don't want I have preached the I have preached the importance of deadlines, of creating deadlines, of being regimented. I mean, Shala's probably going like, mm-hmm. Uh, and I would still recommend this for a young person who has certain goals or who is very goal oriented about becoming a creator of whatever, whatever it is, a media maker. Um, but um, now I would also add to my recommendation of actually creating deadlines and being disciplined about stuff. I would also add something very important, which is reflect daily if you can. And by reflecting, I mean either sort of meditating about it or writing in a journal. Why are you doing what you're doing? And who are you doing this for? Right? Because the pressure, and now I'm addressing the young crowd. Um, I don't know, is there anybody under 30 here? No, I'm addressing the people who are lured into the YouTube game specifically, and then YouTube keeping you in a hamster wheel. You are constructing a hamster wheel out of wonderful wood, and you look at the hamster wheel and go like, "This is great," and then you're in it, and you can see this the type of pressure that people who are trying to build an audience on YouTube um, put themselves under. I would say I was not under this pressure in the sense that Second Life was always kind of a niche. I mean, I'm not saying that I was not or am I, that I'm not competitive. I wanted to. I was very competitive, and I still am, but more in the sense that I wanted to make the best film possible. That I wanted to tell the story the best way. I don't know if I was after ratings on YouTube, and this is something. This is a whole different topic, but it relates to the main topic, which is capitalist value extraction. And the digital platforms are obviously the absolute worst. They have pioneered something that is now trickling down into sort of regular work, not since yesterday, but for a while. But digital platforms, platforms, are really trapping very creative people into their ecosystem and exploiting them left and right. And most people don't even realize that because they go like, "Yeah, cool. I have the freedom to put stuff out there." Yes, you do. But somebody else is making shitloads of money and you're in a hamster wheel feeling, "Oh God, if I don't, you wake up 5 in the morning sweating like I gotta put another video out to get them clicks." You are addicted, my friend. You are not creating these things because you have a passion for them anymore. Maybe that's how you started, but now you're trapped and you're addicted to it. I'm not talking about myself, but I'm talking about, again, the nefarious nature of these platforms. Spotify is the same. Okay, questions? Any questions? Any concerns? Yeah, Pauline, VR is that. This is another thing I mentioned. Get me started. I mentioned about being naive, and VR is one aspect where I was insanely naive about. Insanely naive, because if I had really kind of studied the structural theory and things of that nature, um, the structure of capitalism, I should have seen it coming that Mr. Palmer Luckey, the creator of the Oculus Rift, is now heading Anduril, who is killing Palestinian children with drones. Um, being a top contractor at the Pentagon, delivering drones with VR capabilities. A one-stop solution. I would have not been. I would have seen this coming. I would have seen Palantir coming and all this kind of stuff. How technology is used, and so this is definitely an aspect that again, Second Life is the last place on the internet where the technology is not being used for these types of purposes. It really is the only place left. So I'm not faulting that. This is what I was going to say earlier. I applaud the Lindens who worked hard on this, even leadership. Not all Linden leaders over the last 18 years, but a handful. Certainly, I don't think. Certainly, I wouldn't throw Philip Rosedale into the same category as the Zuck. Um, but still, it's yeah. Alrighty. Valencia's using the term content creation. Oh, Valencia. Love you guys. Love you too, Valencia. Think about what content means. Think about what that means. It means that you're a hamster in a hamster wheel. That's what it means. Maybe I should offer counseling sessions for 10,000 Linden dollars. 20 minutes. Okay. Um Petra, hello Petra. Palo Alto is a fantastic book. It's huge. It's a doorstopper, but it's like a thriller. I mean, it really is amazing. Um, yeah, Galaxy. I'm not talking about a business mindset. I'm talking about surveillance capitalism and the defense industry. Alrighty, Valencia. If you're an entertainer, I applaud you. We all. I also. I mean, maybe I come. I'm a little self-conscious about being coming across like I know everything and I have it all figured out. No, I haven't. I'm in the same boat as you guys. We are all in the same boat in capitalism. There's only two types of people. There are people who are dependent on their labor to keep a roof over their head and keep food in their mouth. And then there are people who are not, and these are the capitalists. They own the means of production. And please don't start with like, yeah, but I own my iPhone. I'm making my own money. You are a hamster in a hamster wheel. You may own that hamster wheel, but that hamster wheel is attached to an extraction machine, which extracts surplus value. So, um, Pauline, thank you, Pauline. Uh, I will stay in a cell, and who knows what's happening, right? So, um, and please stay in touch. The newsletter. I think everybody subscribed to the newsletter. I like the newsletter idea because it's not algorithmically governed who sees what. It's old fashioned, old school email, basically, right? You have an email list and you send it out. So that is solid. Um, yeah, it's depressing that nobody here's under 30. Oh, well, who cares? Life gets better with age. Honestly, I mean, what is that saying? There's this saying like youth is wasted on the young or something like that. And it's true. It's true. Valencia, Pauline, Petra. You know what's interesting? Actually, I would say this. I mean, the book club, I had so much fun. Pauline, email me that. Email me. Denkred of the End of Times. Uh, the book club was so much fun, and I'm reading a bunch of German authors now that are I know that they speak English. I've seen some English interviews with them, And every time I'm reading the book, I mean, again, this is in my blood in a sense. I was like, damn, we could do this would be an amazing conversation and people would love it and it would inspire, the audience. This is stuff that drives me. But then again, it is, yeah, in terms of the book club, Shyla knows it. It's a lot of work putting it together, and one has to look at the reality that Second Life, to bring a noob into Second Life just to have them discuss that book. I wonder if that it just makes no sense in this when you're talking about time, right? And the book club was very successful in the sense that it inspired people who came their audience, and for the most part the author had a great time and they saw something new. 90% of the authors never came back. That's totally fine. This was never the purpose of the book club, was not to um have them all in there. There were many different ideas, also the post game discussion and sort of loose discussions. I mean, when Sansa was going strong, I did a live stream every day. That was insane. But again, this was like, oh, it was Pauline mentions earlier. Yeah, it was exciting. It was a new thing. But again, now I'm looking back, I was like, what the hell was I doing? Not that I regret it, but it was too much. But I don't want to go in the past. Um, so yeah, maybe the one thing that is very clearly in my mind, but which is the 30th anniversary of Infinite Jest in February 2026. So I'm gonna reread. It's gonna be my fourth read, and I posted on Reddit about it. And there may be we may get some people together who are serious about reading it. And as much as the book club was very eclectic with hardcore readers and lapsed readers and people who kind of just want to get a little taste in there, if I do an Infinite Jest 30th anniversary reading, it's going to be it's not going to be like school, like, okay, if you come 2 minutes too late, you're gonna be hit and you have to stay in the closet, in the dark closet for 10 minutes. No, but it will be very focused on the text, and I will have to make sure that the people who come, that they will read and they will be prepared to have a discussion about that. Um, Petra, listen. If you don't finish it, or if you're lapsed, or if you stopped reading and you're totally lost, February 1st, 2026, I will do something, and it's going to be private. It's not going to be streamed. It's just going to be a small circle of people. I will start reading it for the fourth time, and we'll start from scratch, and I will think about a a mode a mode where everybody can be on board, right? So it's not going to be like, you got to read 100 pages per week. No, it's not going to be that crazy. I'm going to be really thinking about, okay, how can people get into this book if they have full work lives, or whatever lives they have, busy lives, taking care of a family member or something like that. How can they participate, and how can I open this book to them? Um, because this book is chicken soup for the soul. The book will heal you. If you feel empty, if you feel alone, if you feel we're on the Titanic and the iceberg is around the corner, this book will heal you, uh, and it will entertain you like nothing else. Um, and when somebody says, "Oh my God, it's 1,000 pages, so difficult," you know what? Once you're through with these 1,000 pages, you want to start reading it again right away, and you don't want to exit that world because it will be soothing you. It will it will heal you. The author David Foster Wallace is no longer with us. He poured his soul into this book. He could not live, but that doesn't mean that he failed with giving to other people something that could save them. That's what this book is. This book is, I mean, almost one should really talk almost in sort of religious terms in that sense. This book is Jesus at the cross. He sacrificed himself so that you read this effing book. Pauline, mark in the calendar February 1st, and we'll figure this out. And maybe I'll do an email list or something. Shiloh, yeah. Science research is the last frontier for the corporatocracy, aka capitalism, as intended. So, yeah, I have a lot of insights, but I need to do self-care, and I'm gonna quit now. I've dedicated a lot of time and passion to this project, and I think there is something that has, like I say, historical and um, cultural significance. And Shiloh, I appreciate your words, but there are people who do a much better job, especially in the sector of where the tech oligarchy is going. I mean, we just mentioned it. I would start with Malcolm Harris's book. I would subscribe to Tech Won't Save Us. There's any number of other. I would get a book called One Nation Under Blackmail. The author escapes me now. So yeah, there are people who are so much more informed and have a platform that is really, really big. It makes zero sense for me to waste my time. Makes much more sense for me to go back to working on the film score, I think. No? What do you think, Gustav? Hello? Gustav, why are you floating? What the hell? I'm very happy here on this houseboat. I don't know. I wanted to have a different houseboat. Like, they screwed with me a little bit. I wanted this one. And then I got this one, but it's fine. It's totally fine. Location is great. Uh, so yeah, that's it. I'm gonna play us out, and thank you, everyone. February 1st. I have to figure something out. Maybe I'll ask how much. Maybe I'll do a poll how many pages people can read or something, and then we'll calculate. We'll calculate it. Oh, I know how to use the mailbox, Valencia. Thank you. I'm gonna head out now, and if I come in world, feel free to ping me. If you have something going on, invite me to things. Oh, you mean the layout? No, 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 no. I understand. I understand, but oh, look, everything's gone. No, I understand that, but then I came to peace with how it is now. It was just that in the configuration engine, offline or outer world, uh, I'm pretty sure I didn't mess this up. They did. And now I made peace with what it is. Okay, folks. Goodbye. Really cool, these new Linden homes. Thank you for your support, everybody. Bye.
We're all thrown into it, one way or the other. We all try to steer it as straight as we can. Sometimes we collide with each other. Who is to blame and who's gonna fix the boat? Life, oh life, there's nothing to fear from your life. Let me know if I can be of any help. Life, you and I, let's try a fresh start today. What do you say? Let's close the door on the past. So we swim, and it is in so many ways just a little trick to keep our heads above water. But now I'm not afraid anymore. Life, oh life, there's nothing to fear from your life. Let me know if I can be of any help. Life, you and I, let's try a fresh start today. What do you say?